Well, welcome everyone to the Public Awareness Personnel Policy Committee, Monday, October the 5th, the General Manager's birthday. Happy birthday, James Capel. And we don't have any public joining us. Great, then we'll jump right in. Items for discussion, the Water Academy update.
So Water Academy is scheduled for Thursday, October 17th. I think you probably both have that on your calendar. Kind of a big day for us. It is, we typically have them on Thursdays, gives us the whole week to prepare for it. The bad news is that Meadowlark is going to have such a level of construction going on that we can't go there. So I have to schedule a meeting between O&M, Eric, Ed, James, and kind of figure out, okay, how are we going to modify this? What are we going to do? It's kind of a, it's kind of the cherry on the sundae to go there, but it's also at the same time, people are typically weary by the time we get there. So especially if it's hot. Yeah, especially if it's a really warm day. So I just want you to be both aware of it, that we're going to meet. I'm going to talk to the managers and kind of figure out a plan for that.
Yeah, so a couple good news, and Chris actually made a good point when we started talking about it upstairs, is we have a pretty long wait list on there, and if we do something to keep everybody there, the bus is the most expensive portion of that. We can maybe do almost like a full open house, do other presentations by other groups, and be able to accommodate 60 people or more people at that point. So we're throwing around those ideas, maybe make it a little bit shorter so it's not quite as long a day. Still have the lunch, still invite the board to speak and join, in the morning, and of course join at lunch or for the whole thing if the board member wants. And then kind of get out earlier and have some more presentations and activities. But we also don't want it to be a whole day of us speaking to them. So we're trying to find a good balance and see if it works. Because just going to the Twin Oaks is great, but just getting both the bus to go out to Twin Oaks and limiting the people to 40 or so.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, because Meadowlark is what went wrong, right?
Yeah. So we're trying to find the right formula, and then if the formula works, then we could learn from that and maybe modify in future years.
What about the Hilo Club?
We thought about that going up there. Also, it's getting the bus up there is a pain, and we're not going to have the people walk up that hill, especially with the elderly. That is typically not all of them are. We don't want to walk up that hill. So, but we're looking at it. We also looked at maybe getting the water authority to open up the desal connection facility there. But at the end of the day, Chris had a great point about this. It's just a big empty building with a couple pipes in it. So it's not very.
It's kind of a good story.
Not a lot of there.
Yeah. You can tell a story, but not a lot to visually see.
Sure.
So,
what about the solar panels?
at Twin Oaks.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so do they see, they get out and they,
Yeah, so we typically we
how
have.
do they get out there?
So we take the bus all the way to the Water Authority's treatment plant, the Twin Oaks treatment plant.
Yeah.
And there's a top gate there, so they have to just walk downhill
Okay,
and then we set up usually table or chairs with some awnings right by the solar panels on top of the tanks. Then they walk downhill and see the pump stations, and the bus comes down and picks them up. So they're basically just walking downhill the whole time. So, but again, going to Meadowlark, going to Twin Oaks is great. It's one of our key facilities, but doesn't have that wow factor and all the things going on like Meadowlark does. So,
and I know that people, when they leave the Water Academy, they are surprised at how interesting they thought Meadowlark was. That's the feedback that I think is consistent. So we can't go there at all?
no, it's gonna have
Dangerous.
two main construction activities. They're gonna be purging, the chlorine gas is off, but they're gonna be purging all the chlorine lines, which is now, basically a danger. And the last thing we wanna do is have evacuation attempt. Plus, we're gonna have construction equipment coming in and out the whole time, so the bus really can't even get in there. So, and the reason is we have such a tight deadline that the contractor is actually mobilizing there pretty soon. They just had the kickoff meeting. And they're going to be having 2 crews working at the same time to try to meet the deadline, because we have grant funding that has a September 2020. So for that $4 million. So,
Nice work getting it done.
well, we're just starting. So we have a schedule that works, and we have incentives built into the original contract to get it done on time. So
Keep an eye on it.
And
appreciate that.
we'll keep you posted. One of the things about it is there was sort of a long wait list, and then we sent between the pipes out. So we kind of have a lot of people coming, kind of more than what can fit on a bus. And so, maybe this works out in a beneficial way. So,
Okay,
it
Yeah.
means we gotta have the caterer cook a lot of food,
yeah.
but it's good if we get a lot of people.
I think it's important to manage, to make sure that we manage expectations.
Absolutely.
And because people that go on this may have other friends that have gone on it before, and they are expecting, they kind of might be excited about going to Meadowlark or whatever. So I think it's just important to manage
Truly.
expectations before people show up on that day.
Truly.
We might find that people want to wait until the next one.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, and that's a good point. So one of the things Chris is putting together, the team's going to meet. We're going to spitball different ideas to try and get the most beneficial use and the most interesting type of activities that we can. And then we're going to go out and probably re-advertise and make sure that we have the attendance for it. So because you're right, there might be a handful of people that really just want to go.
We don't want them to have a bad experience.
No,
Be
we do not.
surprised. Yeah.
Certainly do not.
Like I always joke around, people come for the water, but they stay for the sewer.
That's right. That's right.
So-
Me too.
We may add construction in as a demo point, and then meters as well, and then maybe something with engineering, you see.
Did we get those 3 new EVs?
No, they're in the budget. We're working with, it's 2 new EVs. We're working with SCGD on the Power Your Drive program. And once we have the contract secured with SCGD, which is a process, then we pull the trigger on the EVs. Because it's a condition. If we pull the triggers on the EVs ahead of time,
Yep.
then we have to get more
It's
EVs.
just
so-
to be.
Yeah.
Let the public know that we're
Yeah.
improving over here.
We still can, though. We still
Yeah.
can talk about our, one of the things we can present on is our future electrification, meeting the statutes and what our plans are. So, yes, those are all ideas that we still have to.
What about a Vector truck also?
We already did that with the back there. Yeah, there's a really cool setup where they have a clear pipe. That's basically the size of an 8-inch manhole, 8-inch pipe, and they jet through it, and you can see the water. So that's one of the things as far as interactive things in the morning that they see the cameraman, they see basically like the remote camera, and they see the videos, and they see that actually live demo. So
Good. Well, thank you for being creative about that. And I'm sure we'll have a good cohort of people.
but one of the things we can say is next year we'll be back with do Meadowlark and with a new improved facility. That's on site. So.
And I think that's a point to showcase. Good. All right. Anything else on that?
No, we'll come back to the P3 because this isn't until October, so we'll have at least a couple more opportunities to kind of give an update and get feedback.
Thank you. All right, San Marcos Fire Department, Vallecitos open letter to customers.
So I provided Tess and Jason over at San Marcos Fire with kind of a draft letter for customers. I hadn't heard anything from them, and followed up with them this morning, and I was checking my phone, and Jason's sending back, I will ping chief again. So obviously their fire chief is the one that's reviewing it. So I'm kind of waiting for them to comment and either give us a thumbs up or provide some edits. So
Great.
ball's in their court.
And we did incorporate some language that Director Pettit provided us for insurance. The fire department kind of came back and says, we actually don't have any certified fire safe communities in San Marcos that it's a different certification, I guess.
Yeah.
So the language is good, it just may not apply to anything that's within San Marcos Fire Department. But the language is still good, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Mhm.
So,
Do they provide any guidance on what the criteria are to be considered
it's a state guidance, I believe.
And it's a whole process that the community has to achieve. And so I think some of them are in process, but nobody is at this point certified yet. So
is that something that we help with, or the fire department helps with? or-
more of the fire
The
department.
fire department and the HOAs. It's basically, it's a conjunction between those two. It's probably, I don't know, I looked up a little bit of it, so I have no expertise on this, but what I saw is it's between, what they have for fire protection in the area, like, internal sprinklers, and also how they do their landscaping, how they do their setbacks, and, kind of like commitment that the HOA does to say that we're gonna have defendable space, all this other thing. There's a whole list of criteria.
You'd think that both the HOA and the fire department would be focusing on these things, given
Yeah,
our overbrush.
yeah, especially after 2 wet years, so,
Right?
so,
So it's called a
Fire-
certified,
certified fire safe community.
Fire safe
Is that correct? I
community.
may be-
You
I may
know,
be
it's
saying it wrong.
something like that. The words may be,
It's in the draft letter.
Yeah.
We can send you an
Okay.
email.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to see it too. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make sure my HOA is
Yeah, you can-
starting to reposition for this.
yeah, all I did was I looked that up I Googled it, looked it up, and went to a site, and it goes to a couple sites, and I don't know, some of them are, kind of like a third party site that kind of tells you, and there's like an actual like state site also, but that site was hard to navigate. So,
okay, good, so at least we're moving forward with that, and
yeah, Chris done a great job drafting letter. I mean, basically, it's all set. We just need the city to comment and provide edits, and we should be done.
okay, and what's our plan for rollout?
well, we will work with Tess and probably have us both provided. It'll probably be posted on both of our websites for customers to be able to download. We'll probably do a press release, probably a joint press release from both agencies to kind of notify the community that, hey, this is available.
And then we'll start tagging that on our socials on top of that and encouraging people to share it.
I should note that I did receive the Meadowlark construction notification
Oh, good.
letter. Yes, so thank you.
So, one of the things that I've mentioned to you, James, about this particular letter is that it would be great if we had some case studies that we could track.
Mhm.
If someone takes this letter to their homeowner's insurance and the homeowner's insurance, says yes or no, or here's what else we need. Because the whole point behind this initiative was to help folks that are having their homeowner's insurance double or canceled in the community, and that is a huge concern for folks in the community. So if we can have some measure of efficacy, and I don't know how we do that, maybe it's informal, maybe it's anecdotal to start, but that would get the ball rolling for people to want to learn more about this letter or learn more about this possibility.
I had one brief conversation with Michelle on maybe having some type of bill for roadway, so that I haven't even had this conversation with Chris. Maybe having like almost volunteer, please let us know if you found if this letter helped you with your insurance, just please send an email to us saying, yes, it helped reduce or helped not get canceled. And just between the city and us, we can just kind of keep track, without asking for details, because some people don't want to share. Just, did this letter help you either keep your insurance rates down or not get canceled? And yes, no. And hopefully if I could keep it real simple and get just emails in where people don't have to give us their personal information. I'm hoping that we can get that. Haven't got an answer back from the city yet on that. First, kind of get the letter done, but that is definitely something that I've already kind of pinged. And Chris, I'll just let you know.
Yeah, so good. I'm gonna let you know something in a couple minutes.
Okay, well, good. Okay, so that's moving along, great. All right, our next Palomar intern, Eric Gonzalez.
Yeah, so he starts on August 26th, and the good news is he is also a CWA intern. So he'll be here with us on Mondays and Tuesdays, and he'll be doing his CWA internship on the other days. And You know,
It's
that
very
bodes
unique.
well for the guy's career, so,
And he's got his name going for him, so that's
Right.
good too.
right?
Spelled correctly, right?
Spelled correctly,
Right.
that's right.
Yeah, I'm excited to have him. He's a
Yeah.
nice guy. I've been
That's
texting him.
great.
And, I kind of gave him the tour the first day and just kind of take him around and show him everything.
Mhm.
Very first day.
He's our sixth.
Think so? Yeah,
seventh,
yeah.
Sixth or seventh. Okay.
Six, I think.
Okay, good, good. And then hopefully we can entice him to come work for us. Because
Truly.
we have quite a few open positions.
Truly.
Yeah, we have about 10, but we made a bunch of job offers that were accepted last week, so.
Oh, good. Okay, well, I look forward to hearing more about
What's a
that.
bunch?
And
I'm gonna sound like. Two, but,
That's good, yeah.
two, but there was a couple weeks ago, there was another one or two also, so.
Yeah.
out of 10. So we got
It's
four.
4% of your workforce.
So,
Yeah.
the 4 out of 10 that are vacant are already through that selection.
okay,
Excellent.
good.
Nice work.
Okay,
One new at Meadowlark, starting last week.
so now we have 6, we have 7 folks then.
No, we're 2 down, so there's 1, 2, 3, only 4 people, including supervisor there. There'll be 6 when they're totally staffed.
Okay.
So that's significant. Those guys have been working a lot of overtime.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on?
Just excited to have him and, it's amazing how fast the summer goes by.
Yeah, yeah, June. Okay, so Corporate Palomar College's grant submittal to the National Science Foundation.
Okay, so this is the thing I didn't tell you about, but I spoke with Jacob Shiva just the other day, and from what I understand, like National Science Foundation grants typically don't go to the 2-year colleges. I guess typically the 4-year colleges get it. They sent him off to an actual seminar to kind of teach them how to get these. So he was at that when I spoke with him. So they're gonna add more SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition training. He wants to have stackable micro credentials so that people can get more credential levels rather than specifically degree, but credentials in different topics.
Love it.
Part of what they're trying to do is also get recruitment and retention and trying to reach out to, communities that typically don't work in water. So, that's always good. They're gonna have a video shoot of their own on careers in water. And then they're also kind of incorporating some soft skills into all of the classes. So just things like how to fill out a job application, how to do an interview, that type of thing. Yeah, yeah. There's all these little nooks and crannies apart from just being water or wastewater.
Mhm.
So I had crafted him up a letter and he wanted a little more juice to it. They really want to get it. The new dean over career technical education is Nicole Rowe, who strangely enough had 2 children in my wife's daycare for years.
Really?
So, she's
Small
kind of
world.
like a family friend.
Yeah.
So connecting with her. But what they were basically asking me, here it comes, James, is as I craft up this letter, they're hoping the general manager will sign it rather than the flunky public information conservation guy. So I'll get you all set up so that when you come back, that they don't need it until September anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, just that we will be supportive of their effort too.
Uh,
And you need directors to support too. I think this is a worthy cause, so I'd be happy to support personally.
Super.
Yeah, agreed. I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
But this is kind of exciting stuff for them. So, and it's good to see them kind of.
I mean, if you look at it from a macro standpoint of like who gets jobs after Palomar, Chiba might be responsible for a pretty decent portion of like full-blown careers landed straight out of Palomar.
Right.
I think that's probably true. I think that this has been such a valuable partnership.
Yeah.
And, not just for us, but for the region.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. You said Nicole Rowe, is it ROW? And she's the new dean of continuing education.
It's fancier than that. It's like career technical education. And then there's something else in there that, was, there was additional wordage. If you want, I can look it up.
And yes, I'll sign.
I'll get you all
No
set.
problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know if the grant application will talk about our partnership with them, but perhaps it should.
If- I'm guessing it probably does, and to some extent of how, how this is a value program that putting young adults directly into careers, and here's a pipeline of how it gets there, so.
And maybe, I don't know if there's opportunity to talk about scholarships that we also provide to also feed that pipeline.
Oh, that's good.
I mean,
Yeah.
$2,000 buys more than a year of coursework at Hollywood College. So I don't know if it covers many books, but it buys more than a year of education.
Oh, yeah.
At least 3 books.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, for.
even the online ones are
if-
expensive.
If you're a local student, Palomar's free, but the books aren't.
Yeah.
So,
So she was an associate dean, so now she's dean, career technical and extended education.
Thank you. All right. Anything else on that?
Not really.
Okay, the CSU San Marcos Fall Job Fair.
So Cal State San Marcos, once again, sent a note out that they're gonna have a job fair October 22nd. I'm hoping that Denise can come with me, but if not, either Lisa or Alicia will come with me. And in doing this, I realized, well, wait a minute, it's not just Cal State San Marcos that has job fairs. I'm sure Palomar has job fairs. So the good part of that was it kind of, bopped me in the nose and made me realize, oh yeah, I could go over there too. So,
Where it arguably might be more valuable.
a little bit. And so reached out to Nicole and said, hey, can you give me a warm lead to whoever it is that coordinates those? Because yeah, I would certainly like to be part of your job fairs over at Palomar.
Yeah,
So
good. Excellent.
yeah, so just realizing that we'll do both. Coming up with we kind of have, you've probably seen them in the lobby, like a portable extended sign about the size of one of those doors. Yeah, yeah, we take to community events and so forth, but this one being a very specific towards jobs one with QR codes on it and such like that.
Yeah,
So,
great.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Do we know when the Palomar Job Fair is just yet?
No, and they may have them, I would expect they would have one in the fall and one in the spring, so, they're both.
Okay, well, that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think that
Yeah.
that's a great way that we can increase our visibility and
Similarly, I'm fairly certain schools do something similar, the high schools, and so, it's like, okay, let's get into that one too. So, talked to Denise about it, and she's very game for this type of thing, so, we will reach out to the local high schools and see if they have, I think they call them like a pop-up where you just kind of go out there just over the lunch hour period or something like that. But, yeah, we'll do that too.
yeah, don't forget Twin Oaks and Foothills
Of
at high
course.
tech, because they might have people that are really, really interested in going straight to work or going straight into a program.
San Marcos Unified is looking into their vocational programs and putting a little bit more, not emphasis, but providing some emphasis that that is a career path besides just 4-year degree also. So we'll see how that kind of evolves over the next several years.
Okay, great. Well, that's all good news. Sounds like that'll be good. Okay, anything else on the job fair? Okay, director's comments, future agenda items. Good.
Thank you. Just a couple things I was thinking about as we were talking here. One, I see it's coming up on the full agenda for Wednesday, but Ed's naming of the
Yeah.
Twin Oaks facility, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, several directors have individually, along with staff members, have individually came to me and asked me if we were going to do something. Chris and I have been talking about it probably since February, but not actively. And Ed's a big water guy, from where he started his career, and the Twin Oaks facility is our main water hub, so that seemed very appropriate.
Just wanted to commend you for doing that, and thank you, and looking forward to it on Wednesday. And then the crowd strike, was there any update? That's all settled?
Yeah, for us, we're all good, settled. We had to do, Matthias did, I found out about it early from Matthias, and he did some things manually to kind of go through it. And then as the patches have been going through, they've been testing it in a safe environment and then allowing the patches to go through. So I've had a couple blips on my computer, but nothing that stopped us. It was only that first day, and maybe one, which was a Friday, I believe, and only half the day we were down or so.
That's great. Considering what happened to other people, it's
Yeah.
pretty good outcome. And then as we're talking about technology here and going through the technology update cycle, I was kind of see if maybe we could allocate some money to upgrading Chris's phone to the newest and greatest here, so we can get the best pictures we can from communications. So something to consider.
I believe Chris is eligible for district phone. Is that a district phone or is that yours? So I can't do anything about his personal phone.
Yeah.
But he is eligible for a district phone if he so chooses.
Throwing that out there, if you so choose.
Well, maybe we have that camera, and that camera's pretty old. In fact, my
Well,
phone takes better pictures than
What I'm
Or
saying
we-
is, the best camera is the one that you have on. So
Mhm.
like sometimes you may not have, even if you upgraded
True
that,
enough.
you may not have that on you when you need it. And so,
True.
you know,
Or you can talk to HR about the eligibility for a district phone. So
we appreciate your taking fit photos and
because my wife's phone takes way better photos. She's got the Pro than mine. It's amazing what that third lens does.
I think my kids have a better one than I do.
for now.
They always do that. Well, don't use dad's phone.
Okay, anything else?
That is it.
All right, well, thank you for your work, and there's nothing else. We are adjourned. That was short and sweet.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.